perfect cuts. And with the Craig AccuCut, making those perfect cuts is easier than you ever imagined. With the AccuCut, you eliminate the hassles, inaccuracies, and inconsistencies of needing to mark a long cut line and then trying to freehand the saw along it. Just make a couple of marks and then align the edge of the AccuCut's precision guide track with the marks. Whether you're making cross cuts, rip cuts, or angled cuts, the AccuCut transforms your ordinary circular saw into a high-performance, track-guided cutting system that you can use to make straight, accurate, splinter-free cuts in plywood, MDF, and other large sheets quickly, accurately, and effortlessly. And because the AccuCut is portable, you can make these high-quality, worry-free cuts anywhere by taking your saw to the material instead of having to bring your material to the saw. In most applications, you don't even need to clamp the track down, thanks to anti-slip strips that hold the track in place exactly where you place it. That track guides the AccuCut's universal sled. It accepts most any circular saw, whether the blade is on the left or the right, and mounting your saw is quick and easy. The universal sled can also be used on the Craig Rip Cut. With your saw mounted to the sled and the precision guide track in place on your plywood, cutting with the AccuCut is simple. All you have to do is guide the sled along the track. Grooves in the sled ensure that the saw track's perfectly straight. Plus, the sled positions the saw blade so it hugs tight to the edge of the guide track. That way, your cut is perfectly aligned with the edge of the sled. The strips that hold the track in place also provide an anti-chip edge that hugs tight to your saw blade. That strips minimize rough, chipped-out edges by holding the fragile face layer in place to prevent your saw blade from lifting and tearing the surface as you cut. To make cutting even easier, the AccuCut is also equipped with a convenient starting block. It positions and aligns your saw so you can start your cuts confidently. With these great features, the AccuCut makes cutting plywood and large panels easy and predictable. Whether you're cross-cutting sheets, making rip cuts up to 48 inches long, or you're cutting across the sheet at an angle, all you have to do is set your saw on the track and make a straight, accurate, splinter-free cut every time. Visit us online at craigtool.com to learn more about the Craig AccuCut, as well as our other Craig cutting solutions that make cutting easy instead of intimidating, so you can start every project with confidence.
Save valuable wall space in your shop with Clamp Bracket. This smart clamp storage solution fits 6 parallel jaw clamps into a space that used to fit just 2. Plus, it's the easiest clamp rack around to install with the included lag bolts. With its heavy gauge steel construction, Clamp Bracket won't deflect or sag under load. And the powder-coated finish will look great through the years of clamping projects. So customize your clamp storage with Clamp Bracket from Woodpeckers, precision made in the USA.
Size or shape of dust port. And for a long time, connecting dust collection to those tools involved a frustrating quest for the right adapter or lots of duct tape, or both. Those hassles are a thing of the past with Rockler's exclusive DustRight FlexiPort Power Tool Hose Kits. The kits feature interchangeable connecting ports available in 4 different diameters. And the ports have flexible rubber ends that stretch over the tool's dust outlet to form a tight seal. The result is that you can connect the vast majority of handheld power tools in your shop with a single hose kit. Adding to the flexibility, the ports are available in 2 different types of kits. One with a hose that expands from 3 feet to 12 feet, and one with a 12-foot-long fixed-length hose. The expandable hose kit, which stretches from 3 to 12 feet, is ideal for benchtop work because it naturally retracts to take up less space and reduce the risk of knocking things over. It works especially well with the DustRight cord and hose holder, which keeps the hose and cord from your power tool up off your work surface. The 12-foot fixed-length hose kit is great for applications where you need to be able to move around more and don't want the recoil of the expandable hose. Both kits include a swiveling port that keeps the hose from twisting and fits standard shop vacuums as well as other DustRight accessories, such as the dust separator and mountable dust couplers. And the hoses in both kits mount to the rotating ports by reverse threading, so there's no need for tools, hose clamps, or duct tape. The FlexiPort Power Tool hose kit with the expandable hose includes 2 flexible ports and 2 others available separately. The FlexiPort Power Tool hose kit with the fixed length hose includes all 4 available ports. Auxiliary component kits for both types of kits are available, allowing you to connect lengths of hoses with couplers to extend their reach. So if you want a quick, easy way of bringing dust collection to the handheld power tools in your shop, check out the DustRight FlexiPort Power Tool hose kits. Just go to your local Rockwell store or rockler.com.
Up under here, and the mortise runs perpendicular to the front rail. And to cut that mortise, I'm going to use another shop-made jig to keep my router tracking straight and square across the front rail. It's got a slot in it that fits a 1-inch outside diameter guide collar in my router, and I'm going to use a 3/4 inch straight bit to make.
Once you've found the thickness range of your material using the material thickness gauge, you can set the thickness stops on the pocket hole jig. On 300 series jigs, that's done with this gray thickness stop on the underside of the jig. Setting it's easy. Just squeeze against the jig and slide the stop until it clicks into place and you see the number through the window on top of the jig that matches the thickness range you saw on the gauge. So you can easily set it for 1/2 inch material, 3/4 inch material, or material in that 1.5 inch range. And remember, if you're using 2 drill guides together, you want to be sure to set both stops to the same setting.
Turn pens starts with carefully preparing the turning blank. Introducing the Ultra Shear Pen Mill CI, which precisely trims your blank perpendicular and perfectly flush to both ends of the insert tube, and effortlessly cuts every material pen turners use, like lignum vitae, the world's hardest and densest wood. The Ultra Shear Pen Mill CI uses razor-sharp, nano-grain carbide inserts mounted in a precision machine milling head. And when an edge finally dulls, just simply rotate to a fresh edge. Plus, the cutting head is larger than any other on the market, eliminating the annoying halo after trimming a 3/4 inch square pen blank. The Pen Mill CI also features fluted Ultra Shear pilot reamers that clear any glue residue or burrs inside the insert tube, and keep the milling head perpendicular with Swiss precision. Available in 12 popular sizes, virtually every pen kit is covered. So effortlessly start off your pen turning projects with unmatched precision using the Ultra Shear Pen Mill CI and pilot reamers. Precision made in the USA.
A portable drill guide like this before. Sometimes they're called drill angle guides or just angle guides. It's basically a mini drill press that's powered by a portable drill. Most feature a couple guide rails, an angle adjustment of some sort, a depth stop, and maybe a V support to hold round stock. They can work okay, but some models aren't very sturdy or even precise. Until this guy came along. It's Rockwell's new portable drill guide. I mean, seriously, look at this thing. Nothing against past models, but this thing is a tank. Everything feels tighter and more stable. It's got all the features you'd expect on a drill guide, and then a whole lot more. Let's walk through it. We'll start at the top. Your drill attaches to this 1/4-inch hex shank that fits any handheld drill and also works with quick change chucks. Instead of a typical 3/8-inch chuck, it's got this big 1/2-inch chuck that glides on ball bearings. Seriously, spinning this is like playing with one of those little fidget spinners. The chuck travels on these 2 substantial steel shafts, and the capacity is about 8 7/8 inches. That's measuring from the tip of the chuck to the bottom of the base. Honestly, it travels so much more securely and smoothly than other drill guides that I've used. This knurled brass knob is used to set the depth stop to control your drilling depth, which is great for repeat applications. So let's move down to the base. There's a large handle and knob here for holding the drill guide securely. They're also what you loosen to change the drilling angle from 0 to 60 degrees, which is wider than the typical range of 0 to 45 degrees. These angle lines are easy to read and clearly show the drilling angle. And of course, the base also features these V-shaped supports that are used for securing round stock and drilling in the center of dowels. It also features these tabs and mounting holes on the base that can be used to attach the guide to a larger base or to a shop-made jig. And finally, we reach the bottom of the base where there are these threaded holes, and those accept these pins that are stored on the top of the guide. When you install the pins on the base, you can straddle and center the bit over the edge of the workpiece. So you can see how much there is to this guide compared to other guides, but it can do even more when you pair it with our new self-centering drill vise. It's perfect for drilling all sizes of pen blanks, but the 3x3-inch capacity is large enough to secure and drill any length of stock. A single rubber knob opens and closes the jaws simultaneously to perfectly center the workpiece, making it ideal for turning blanks. And while it's designed to work perfectly with the drill guide, it can also be mounted to a different base or used on its own as a typical drill press vise. I think you're really going to like this drill guide, whether you have a drill press already or not. In fact, we took it to a maker and woodworker conference back in February, and it was really fun seeing the reactions. Pretty much everyone that got their hands on it was impressed with how solid it felt and how smooth it operated, especially the ball bearings in this chuck. People just could not stop spinning that chuck. I hope you enjoyed this first look at our new portable drill guide and self-centering vise, and I'm excited for you to get your hands on it real soon. I'm Dan Carey with Rockwell and Woodworker's Journal,